win. Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard joining us now. Chris, good morning. Tell me the biggest reason the Lakers lost this one.
Well, first, let me give some props to Denver. Jeremy Grant, 26 points, career playoff high. He was great. Jamal Murray, obviously, not only the 28 points in the late plays, but the 12 dimes. And Nikola Jokic did Nikola Jokic things. So I just want to give Denver props because the way the question's worded, we're going to talk about the Lakers. But I do want to admit that Denver played a great game. But for the Lakers, I could look at the 6 for 26 three-point shooting and say, look, whenever they don't get a few of the other guys to chip in with some big three-pointers or big shooting, they're going to have problems. But ultimately, I've got to point to the two stars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron's line, if you just looked at the box score in the morning and didn't see the game, you'd be like, wow, another 30-point triple-double for LeBron. It was a great game. But if you watch it, you see this wasn't the LeBron James that we all know. He didn't dominate the game. It wasn't as big as the stats said. He played in spurts. So obviously he was poor in the first half with the 5 turnovers, which set a tone and let Denver get out in control of the game early. Then LeBron came on in the third quarter with a big spurt. They closed the gap a little bit. He comes on in the fourth quarter with a great spurt. They really closed the gap and looked like they might come back and win, but then he let up again. And so he played in spurts. He didn't control tempo. LeBron has been one of the greatest we've ever seen at controlling the game. That's been one of his great advantages over the other great players in the league today. He wasn't able to do that yesterday. He didn't do it in game 2 either. That allowed Denver to control the tempo, and they like to play fast. And they, I think, got the Lakers a little bit out of sorts because they were able to control the tempo rather than LeBron. And finally, I don't think LeBron attacked like I want to see it. We know Denver doesn't have rim protection, but LeBron took 2 free throws, and those 2 were on a flagrant foul by Jamal Murray that had nothing to do with an offensive play. So I think LeBron's got to be in a little more attack mode. And then the other star, a guy that some people now are saying is really the Lakers MVP. I disagree wholeheartedly with that. But Anthony Davis, to follow up that historic shot with 2 rebounds, it was like AD rested on his laurels. It was like he said, I've arrived. I'm the man now. I'm the king of the Lakers going forward. And he scored, obviously, 27 points, but they need more from him on the backboard. So I thought the 2 stars didn't give the Lakers what they needed, and that's ultimately why they lost.
Yeah, I've never seen a stat line, 27, 2, and 1. Like in 43 minutes, 16. I mean, you think about it. 6'10" Anthony Davis, 6'10.5" Dwight Howard, 7-foot JaVale McGee combined for 4 rebounds, Chris. Let that sink in for just a second. 4 rebounds between 3 guys 6'10" or above. That will get you beat. I thought the Lakers played hard for 10 minutes in this ball game, and that was 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. It was from 10:09 mark, basically skipped to the end of the ball game. That's the only time they played hard, because up until then, the Nuggets were getting whatever they want. For the longest time, the Nuggets were shooting 60% from the floor. So if you're going to let a team shoot 60% from the floor, you're going to get out-rebounded by 19. You're going to lose the three-point battle. You're going to lose the free throw line battle. That game should have never even got close. It was because the Lakers jumped in and out of the zone late in the ball game, caught Denver off guard, and they turned the ball over like 4 or 5 straight possessions and allowed the Lakers to creep back into the ball game. But I agree. If I just wake up in the morning and I look at this, I'm like, damn, LeBron was plus minus plus 2, 30, 10, and 10, 30, 10, 30, 11, and 10, has the most 30-point triple-doubles in NBA history in the playoffs. Woo! But, Skip, I keep it 100. Empty calories, though. They didn't do anything for me. They didn't satisfy my need. But I know what's going to happen. And I already told Skip, Chris, we already got a bet. The big 2 going to give you 70 on Thursday between the 2 of them.
Which way? LeBron's going to score.
It don't matter. No. We already got a case of do on this one.
I want to know what happened to Baby Goat last night.
Oh, Baby Goat coming through.
Baby Goat?
He might, Skip, he might have 20 rebounds. It might be a 25, 25, 20, and 5, and LeBron have to bring us home with 45. Because you know he's capable of this, right?
Speaking of your man, LeBron James, it is now my turn to put in perspective what I saw in a very weird basketball game last night, because I saw the Lakers come out and not care about winning this game. I saw them resting on all their laurels and basically saying, we'll give them a game, then we'll come back and take care of them. Game 4, game 5, and this thing will be over. But they needed to kind of rest up in game 3, and they didn't really care, it appeared. And then something really crazy weird happened. All of a sudden, the Lakers fell behind by 20 points with 10:36 left in this game. They're down 20, and LeBron said, okay, that's enough of that. And LeBron looked goatish for the next 5 minutes of the game, and then all of a sudden, he looked nope-ish. Like, nope, I don't have that much. I just emptied my tank. So what happened? LeBron finally made a big 3, and this is when they were desperately out of it. It was 10:05 left, and he made a 3, and I thought, that's interesting, but that's not going to get him there. And then all of a sudden, they went on one of the great runs you will ever see in a playoff game, because they're a decent team. It's hard to go on a 21-4 run over a 5-minute stretch of the fourth quarter. The Lakers turned into the Nuggets against the Clippers, right? All of a sudden, the Lakers were the team saying, here we come. And it was electrified. It was driven by LeBron James, because he goes, break, dunk, break, dunk, break, dunk. And then he drives it, to your guys' point, he's the greatest driver of the basketball ever. And he drives it in. That happened with 5:26 left. Just an uncontested up off the glass. Jokic doesn't even try to get in his way. Here he is. LeBron just says, okay, I got Jokic. I got this. Jokic, you're done. And he just lays it up, okay? And all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. And next up, LeBron, here we go again on Jokic. And LeBron says, I got you.
I was feeling good right here, too.
And then he has a step-back 3. This is to tie the game. And he misses it way left. Okay, so look. If he makes that shot, you're going to win that game. I promise you, it would be psychologically devastating to the Nuggets to say, we just blew a 20-point lead and the King just made a 3 to tie.
And what? So at that point, Skip, then he'd hit that right there. So like 6 minutes, we blew a 20-point lead in 6 minutes.
And then a minute or so later, with 3:05 left, 3:05, LeBron has a shot in the lane that is his gimme shot. He creates space. He's got a little step back, fall away. It's just a little jump shot in the lane. This is going to cut it to 2, and I'm still thinking the Lakers got this. And he just missed it a little left, and that was the end of it. So again, LeBron scored 11 points in the 21-4 run. That's hard to do, man. That is extraordinary. So I give you that LeBron nearly won this game. Then for whatever, maybe he got a little winded. He didn't have the legs on the shot. He's not been hot from 3 of late. But if he makes that 3, we're having a different story. I'm not crushing him. I'm not condemning him for this, because he got them back into it, but he could have sealed the deal.
Well, Chris, I think you can agree with this. You can't let Jeremy Grant and Morris combine for 40 points. If you let that happen and their 2 superstars do what they do, you're probably going to lose the game, because we can't get that. I mean, if you look at our third guy, whoever that might be. I mean, Kuzma had 11, Rondo, had a 9, and then we go 2, 3, 4. You can't let two auxiliary players, 2 others, go for 40.
Your third guy is Rondo.
Well, I don't know if Rondo can give us 26.
No.
So we got to.
He's capable.
Oh, but third guy is a rotation.
Right. It might be Danny Green. It might be Caldwell Pope. Yeah. It might be Caruso.
Right.
But
it was Rondo for that when they went to that zone. Rondo for that. I don't know what it was, 4 or 5 minutes.
Yes.
That defense was incredible, and that got them, going back into the game. But you're right, Shannon. We said it. If they don't get none of the other guys really stepped up. Rondo was good in spurts. Kuzma's okay in spurts. None of them really stepped up and gave them what they needed. And that's consistent shooting. Just 2 of the guys, KCP, Danny Green, Morris, two of them need to hit threes consistently for the Lakers to be at their best. And nobody stepped up and did that last night.
All I got to say is Shannon Sharp should be horrified by the fact that somehow the Nuggets hung on and won this game while your man Joker took one shot in the fourth quarter and missed it and scored 0 points.
But Skip, look at AD. AD didn't take a shot after the last 7 minutes of the ball game.
Right.
Well, at least he scored in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but LeBron was doing that work. We needed, once LeBron cooled off, we need AD to pick it back up. But that's okay. Hey, that's okay.
And look,
Jokic.
guys, we see it all the time. We see it all the time where a team rallies from a big deficit, but then you're gassed.
You can spin up.
And that very well may have happened. I mean, Denver was playing up-tempo the whole game already. So I think them, the Lakers, I think it took a little bit out of them getting back into that game, and then they didn't have much left at the end.
Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6? Yesterday you said it was going to be a sweep.
No, I didn't say no sweep. No. You tried to get me to go sweep.